Hello everyone! So today I'm going to be testing makeup brushes from the 100 yen shops. So I've been using these brushes for a while now. They have been washed, so I have a pretty good idea of how they are. So I went to two 100 yen shops. There are two main ones where I live. There is Daiso and Seiya. The first place I went was Daiso, and they had these really cute pink ones with Mickey Mouse on them, and yeah, I thought they were so cute, so it inspired me to try the brushes from there because for 100 yen they are really cute. So I have a bunch of those. I also have a couple from Daiso that have red handles. But I noticed at Daiso they didn't have many eye brushes, so I went to Seiya, and actually Seiya has more of a selection of brushes, but I just kind of focused on the eye brushes, so I got some eye brushes from Seiya. Alright, let's get started. So first brush I'm going to use is this brush from the Mickey Mouse set. This said it was a foundation brush, but I don't particularly like using these kinds of flat brushes for foundation. That's just my preference. I just think they're usually streaky. And I've used it for foundation before, it's fine. But today I'm going to use it to put on my primer. That's usually how I like to use these kind of brushes, to put on primer or lotion or stuff like that. There we go. Okay, next up I'm going to be using this foundation brush with the red handle. I'm going to use this to put on my concealer. Again, this one was marked a foundation brush. Same thing as the other one. Not my favorite way to apply foundation, but it's alright. So, did a pretty good job blending out my concealer. So I'm also going to use this brush to apply foundation. In order to get this brush to work at its best, I first like to just spread the product around, and then I go back and just kind of pat it in, and that kind of gets rid of the streaks. So I don't know if you can see, but it's a little streaky on the forehead. I haven't patted it in yet. Not terrible at all, but a little streaky. So I'm just gonna go in and pat like this and just kind of get rid of any areas that are a little streaky. Okay, I think that did the trick. So now I'm going to use this big powder brush from the Mickey Mouse set and put on my face powder. I think this is a nice sized face powder brush. The only thing is it's not super dense. Like, I feel like a lot of these brushes aren't as dense as maybe some of the ones I already have, which is fine, they still work. It doesn't bother me. I don't find that these brushes leave behind hairs, which is good. I think they're very sturdy and well put together. Some of them do have, like, maybe this one has like a little hair sticking out, and yeah, I go to pull it out, but it's stuck in there, so I haven't had any left behind on my face, which is great. So next up, I'm going to use this angled brush from the Mickey Mouse set, and I'm going to use this to put on some bronzer. I think they said this brush was like a blush brush, but I like using these kind of angled ones for bronzer. Yeah, I think those powder brushes are really good at blending. Okay, so next up I'm going to use this smaller powder brush just to give you a comparison. This was the bigger one I put my powder on with. This is a bit smaller. I'm going to use this one to put on blush. So this is a little big than what I normally use to put on blush, but I find that it works just fine. Okay, blush is on. Next, I'm going to use this red-handled brush to put on highlighter. Now, this is way bigger than I usually use to put on highlighter, but it is kind of pinched, so it's fine. I'm wearing a matte blush, so I don't really mind if my highlighter overlaps with my blush a little. I'm not too particular about that. There. See? Works just fine. Okay. Next, I'm going to do my eyebrows. So I do have this white-handled brush. Again, this brush, it's not as dense as my other eyebrow brushes, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. It still works. Okay. Time for the eyes. So there is an eyeshadow brush that came with the Mickey Mouse set. It's kind of like just a smaller version of the foundation brush, so I don't love this for eyeshadow. I just don't think it works well. This kind of brush is great for powder, so I'm just going to use it to put on my primer. Like, in a pinch, it could work for eyeshadow, but yeah, not my favorite. So the last two brushes I have are these two eyeshadow brushes. They're pretty much the same, just one is smaller. A little bit fluffy, but flat. Like, they're kind of like fluffy blending, but they're a little pinched. So I think they're good for both blending, packing eyeshadow on the lid. So I'm first going to go in with the bigger one. I'm going to use this to put a cream shade all over my lid and under the brow bone. I'm also going to use this to put a nude color in the crease. So this kind of brush isn't my favorite for blending out the crease, but it works. I honestly prefer something a little more rounded, kind of like this Luxie brush. Okay, I'm going to take the smaller brush, go into another color I'm going to deepen up the crease a little bit with. And I'm just going to put it on the outer corner a little bit as well. I'm going to go back in with the bigger one just to blend a little bit more. Now I'm going to take the smaller one again and I'm going to pack some shadow on the lid. And I'm going to take the smaller one again and just deepen out the outer corner just a little bit. Okay, and yet again, I'm going to take the smaller brush and I'm going to try and attempt to smudge some eyeshadow on my lower lash line. I have not used it in that way yet, but I'm trying to just use these brushes. So let's give it a try. Yeah, that worked. That worked fine. It works fine, but to be honest, I prefer a pencil brush. It just gives me more precision, but in a pinch, that is perfectly fine to use that to smudge under the lash line. Okay, so I've used all of the brushes. I'm going to finish up my makeup look and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the finished look using 100 yen shop makeup brushes. I think it turned out really great. Honestly, I like some of these brushes more than the brushes I already own. I think these brushes would be perfect for travel, like they're smaller. So the only thing is I wish they had like a rounder blending brush. Maybe a pencil brush would have been nice too. I was able to get a complete look with only those brushes, and that's great. I'm going to continue using all of them. Even if I didn't like using them, their intended purpose, I was able to find a way to make them work, which honestly, I do that with my regular brushes anyway. Actually, I'm planning a trip to California over the summer. I'm definitely going to be bringing those with me. So that's everything. I'll see you next time. Bye!